Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna resume the perfumer series, and today we're gonna talk about none other than Jordi Fernandez, also known as the master of modern oud. He was born and raised in Catalonia, Spain, so he's a Spanish perfumer, and he is now full-time based in Barcelona. He's a senior perfumer at Givaudan. However, he started his career at Eurofragrance, which is a family-owned fragrance company in Barcelona. And then he moved on to greater things. He was a perfumer for Firmenich, and now he's a full-time perfumer for Givaudan, a senior one at that. He started working with Givaudan in 2011, and his career took off, I would say, from there, from the 2010s. And he worked with several brands, as you can see in front of me, such as Maison Crivelli, Emirates Pride, Widian, Ex Nihilo, Initio, Fragrance du Bois, Carner Barcelona, D'Orsay, and so many others. I think he put out over 200 perfumes, which is an incredible amount, and he's always giving out quality with all of these launches. As I was saying earlier, he's known as the master of modern oud perfumes, and that's because he brought his Middle Eastern knowledge into the West, and he created ouds that are much more wearable while still being luxe and very, very powerful. He's known for his strong scents. He creates scents that have great sillage, that perform really well, and that are just beast mode. I think Jordi Fernandez is responsible for the beast mode term when it comes to perfumery. His fragrances are always long lasting and they're very dense. Very, very dense. He's known to use ingredients such as ambroxan. He has these like dry woody bases, ambery bases, musks as well, but his fragrances are always just very strong, no matter if they're a fresh scent or a wood scent. He's always creating beast mode perfumes. His fragrances all have like a spicy and exotic touch, so he uses spices like saffron. You will see cardamom, you will see pepper in his fragrances, as well as incense and some resins. His fragrances are just really dark, bold, and very, very much statement fragrances. Like if you want to make a statement, you need to wear a Jordi Fernandez fragrance. He's also known for his like dark rose fragrances. He also does like sweet and spicy oud and a lot of leather. You will see that that's like a prominent theme in his fragrances. Leather and oud are probably like the main characters when it comes to Jordi Fernandez. Overall, he kind of helped to shape the oud trend, and he helped to bring like oud fragrances to the West, and he created one of the most like powerful and successful oud fragrances, some that I have in front of me, and that's just incredible. The way that he changed the industry, I think he had a major impact, and he's just a star. Honestly, I absolutely love his work, and he has quite a good range as well. He doesn't just create oud. The main thing is that he made oud to be more wearable, kind of sweeter, but still keep that luxe quality that oud has. He manages to create mass appealing fragrances while still keeping that niche quality about it, which is incredible. What I really admire is the dry down. He has some of the most addictive dry downs. Like the dry downs on these fragrances are all insane. If I were to compare him to other perfumers' work, I would say that, for example, Francis Kurkdjian, he makes airy, elegant, like timeless type of fragrances. Quentin Bish does like sweet, more playful and feminine type of scents usually. And Jordi Fernandez, in contrast, he does like darker, spicier, more bold fragrances and a lot more dense. Now that we've established some background about Jordi Fernandez, let's go through all of the scents that I have from him. I'm actually surprised because I didn't realize that I have so many scents in my collection created by him. I actually have 14 scents in front of me. So let's start with some of my favorites, and probably my favorite of the bunch, or the second one, is Widian London. I am in love with this fragrance. From the moment I smelled it, I knew I have to have it in my collection. Now I have a lot of fragrances that have this similar scent profile to this, but they never smell as luxe and as amazing as this one does. It's quite a simple scent profile. It has like raspberry, oud, some leather, some musk in the dry down, and some violet that adds this powderiness. But this is one of the most refined like raspberry, oud, and leather scents. I've smelled many that have this scent combination, but this one is the most smooth. Like the best way I can describe this scent is a smooth leather that is so likable. I'm not a huge leather fan, but this one in here is incredible. And the balance between the fruitiness and the darkness that the oud has is incredible. And that little bit of violet adds this powderiness that I really enjoy, makes it really elegant. Like this is the scent that I would wear to like a black tie event. It's super, super elegant, super formal, very nighttime vibes, and I just adore it so much. And it also has this beautiful like ambery and musky dry down that is very addictive. That's what I was saying about Jordi Fernandez. His base is so addictive, and when it dries down, this just blooms on your skin. It's absolutely incredible. My favorite fragrance that has this contrast of like oud and fruity notes, especially raspberry, incredible and a 10 out of 10 for me. But then we have something like Midnight Glow, which is probably the complete opposite of Widian London. That's where his range shows, because this is a very fresh scent. This is quite new to my collection. I just recently received it. I've had it for like a month. But this is such a beautiful woody aromatic fragrance. It's very fresh and citrusy in the opening, like you get like bergamot and other citruses. But it has these very aromatic facets. It kind of smells like basil. I don't know if that's listed in the notes, but it's very aromatic. I get why they named it Midnight Glow, because this is woody, but it has that freshness and luminosity about it in the middle that just glows. So I get why they named it that. It's a really fresh, aromatic, woody type of scent that I would wear for every day. This is very, very refreshing. Something that kind of smells like a luxurious spa and very airy and luminous. It's just a feel-good fragrance that can lift up your mood, and I love it so much. I actually just recently discovered this brand, Emirates Pride, and they have some amazing fragrances. And when I heard that this is created by Jordi Fernandez, I knew that I was gonna love it, and it was indeed a love at first sniff. Such a beautiful, radiant fragrance. If you love your aromatic, fresh, citrusy, woody fragrances, you have to get your nose on this one. This is beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and very, very contrasting with the other scents that I have on the table. Similar to this, but darker, is Lucius from Fragrance du Bois. Now, this scent was not a love at first sniff, but it just developed and I learned to love it over time. I do prefer this on my man, so it is slightly masculine leaning. It is actually the first fragrance that Fragrance du Bois marketed as masculine, and I definitely get why. It is definitely masculine leaning. And again, this is a citrus, woody type of scent, but this one has a little kick. It has a little spiciness, there's some pepper in here, but the opening is also very bright with citruses. You get that typical like bergamot, which is very luminous and bright and zesty in the opening. You also get some orange, mandarin, and some orange blossom, so like a bouquet of citruses that smells really refreshing. Then very quickly you get that pink pepper and the woody facets, and it dries down to the most beautiful ambery and kind of warm type of scent. It's really, really multifaceted and a complex fragrance that you have to sit with to really understand it. I think it's a beautiful take, like a darker take on a citrus and a woody fragrance. It's really, really incredible, and I love to smell this on a man. Then we have Oud for Greatness, which brings us back into the oud, spicy type of vibe. This is an incredible fragrance. It's been in my collection for a long time. I think I've had this for like 4 years, and it's just one of those scents that I just adore. Love to smell it. I don't wear it much, but my partner does, and I love to smell it on him. And this is such a beautiful, like, woody, spicy fragrance with a fresh kick. It's really incredible. Again, it smells kind of dark, like it has a similar vibe to like Lucius, but obviously this is a lot more woody because it has oud. And it has saffron, which add this like metallic, almost cold type of vibe. It's also quite aromatic and incensey. It has like lavender in here, which is very, very aromatic, and it gives this mysterious like edge about this fragrance. I think it's probably one of the most mysterious and like intriguing initios that I have in my collection, and overall from Initio. I love this one so much. And again, I love the dry down. I think that the magic is in the dry down with Jordi Fernandez scents, and this one is incredible. It's so addictive, and I just love to smell this on my partner. One of the best like masculine leaning fragrances in my opinion overall, like from the whole market. Then we are going into the dark spicy rose category, which I said that he does really well, and that is Volcano from Carner Barcelona. Again, this one is a new addition, but oh my god, this is one of the most intoxicating dark spicy rose that I smelled. It has a very citrusy and fresh like opening with a lot of ginger. Like you literally smell that fresh ginger. It's so, so addictive. But then very quickly this becomes a dark rose, very resinous. There's some frankincense in here, very woody. Like apart from having like actual oud in the notes, it also has cypriol oil, which I believe smells very, very similar to oud. So this is like very amped up on the oud and very resinous and dark. Oh my god, it smells like the darkest rose, like in that burgundy like color of the rose. So, so beautiful. Definitely date night vibes, and if you want to like evoke like the dark femme fatale kind of vibe, definitely try this out. This is one of the most intoxicating rose ouds that I've smelled, and I love that it has this contrast between the oud and that really fresh burst of ginger that still remains quite prominent even in the dry down. I love this scent from opening to dry down, but the dry down again, it's really, really good. It dries down to the most intoxicating, warm and spicy oud. Then from the same brand, we have again a contrast. We have Ibiza Nights. We have Bobo and Bobo Intense, and we also have Marbella, which to me they're all kind of similar. They all have this citrusy aquatic vibe. There's some light white florals in here. They're very much giving Barcelona, and I think this is where Jordi Fernandez is like going back to his roots and just really capturing that Mediterranean vibe in here. I love these fragrances so much, and they're one of my favorites for summer. We have Ibiza Nights, which is this really fresh, juicy, and like beautiful white floral. It has a lot of like pear in the opening, so that's why it gives it that juiciness. But then you get that mid floral where you have like some jasmine, some magnolia, and some creamy ylang ylang. And then it dries down to this beautiful like warm type of scent. You get a bit of vanilla and tonka bean in the dry down. It's just a really beautiful like summery scent. This is something very easy to reach for on holiday, or just if you live in a city like Barcelona where the weather is warm and nice. This is ultimately giving like party vibes, so I get why Ibiza Nights is the name that they chose for this. Love it so much, and easy to wear fragrance. Nothing groundbreaking, but really beautifully blended and truly captures that Mediterranean vibe. And then we have Bobo and Bobo Intense, which are a lot heavier on the citruses compared to Ibiza Nights, which is like creamier and warmer. This is very like light citrus, clean type of vibe, kind of smells like laundry. Have a lot of like orange and bergamot in here. They're very bright, very uplifting. Again, a scent that you just put on when you don't know what to wear, and in the summer is just something that just kind of smells like a crisp white t-shirt, like the one I'm wearing. This is the scent that I would go for in the summer if I'm wearing like a white outfit. Very, very clean, very musky, fresh and citrusy. And then we have Marbella, which is like the most fruity ones out of all the Carner Barcelonas that I have. This is like peach, like a really juicy peach, but it also has this floral aspect from like peony and rose, and a beautiful musky dry down, but it has a very strong like fruity aspect from like peach and blackcurrant. Very, very juicy and very sweet and playful. This is definitely like probably the most feminine out of the Carner Barcelonas, and again something that I would wear on a summer day. It dries down to this musky, almost like tea-like fragrance, and it's just easy to love. Like I don't think anyone hates on this fragrance. It's super easy to love. It's a fruity floral that is very flirty and fun. Then we move on to the front row, and I have two D'Orsay fragrances. D'Orsay is one of the brands that I discovered in 2025, and I'm just in love with it. And these two are my absolute favorites. And no surprise, these are both Jordi Fernandez creations. I'm actually struggling to pick which one is my favorite between the two because I just love both of them so much. But let's talk about Rose Blaze first, because this is one of the newest launches. It launched last year together with Holy Berry, and oh my god, this one, like Jordi Fernandez, I don't know what you put in this fragrance, but it's so addictive. It's this really intoxicating rose scent that is also very, very elegant. I was just saying this in my review of this fragrance. It kind of smells warm and kind of like dried or like burnt rose petals. And I imagine this like corally type of color. I wouldn't imagine red roses with this. I imagine like an orange or like corally type of rose in here. So intoxicating, and again this is so warm. It has like benzoin in the base, and again the dry down is just insane. I kept getting whiffs of this, and I'm addicted to this fragrance. One of the best rose fragrances, and I don't say that lightly because rose is my favorite note. So I know rose, and I've tried so many rose fragrances, but this is top notch. This is incredible. I'm definitely gonna need like a big bottle of this because I just adore it so much. It has a tiny bit of spiciness from the pink pepper, but the magic is in that dry down where you get the rose, vanilla, tonka bean, and amber, and they just come together, and the blend is insane. Like the way these notes come together on the skin is narcotic. Like it's just a really addictive type of dry down. Love it so much. Tonka Hysteria, which a lot of people compare to Baby Cat from YSL, but I don't really see the resemblance. I think this is a scent on its own that is just incredible. So hard to pick between these two, but this one is just so intoxicating. The most beautiful tonka scent that I've ever smelled. It's a little bit spicy, it has some cinnamon, it's warm, it's addictive, it's resinous, again it's quite spicy, it has frankincense, which I adore in fragrances. It's also quite powdery, I believe it has like orris roots, and I just love the way it dries down. This is one that again shines on the skin, and after like 1 or 2 hours of wearing it, you'll be addicted to this because it smells so incredible. I love it so much. Probably my favorite tonka scent, I can't lie. Has like a slightly bright opening with like some mandarin or orange, and then immediately you get the tonka bean, you get a bit of spiciness, you get the resins, cinnamon. Oh, it's addictive. That dry down of like tonka bean, benzoin, and vanilla is to die for. Love it so much. Can't get enough of this one. Again, I think I need the big bottle of 100 ml. Blue Talisman, and I think I saved the best until the last. Actually, my two favorites are these two. Like, I'm really debating which one I love more. But this one I love to smell on my partner. This is my second bottle of this. I got his first one in Paris last year. No, actually it was 2 years ago. And this is the second bottle. And this is my favorite scent to smell on my partner. Like, I just associate this smell with him. It's just incredible. The most beautiful freshie that I think exists. I don't even care that people say that this is overhyped, because to me this is perfection. Like the everyday clean white t-shirt type of vibe. It's very juicy. It has like a lot of pear in the opening, and it's very citrusy, very invigorating, very elegant. Like, this is the most elegant signature scent that you could have for every day, and I just love it on a man. I would wear this as well. I don't really do, because my partner just loves it so much, and I feel like I'm stealing his signature scent. But this is incredible, perfection, and I can't believe that Jordi Fernandez can do like oud fragrances like this, and he can also create the perfect freshie. Like, for me, this is a 10 out of 10 everyday fragrance. Like, when it comes to blue fragrances, this is the best niche blue fragrance that you can get, in my opinion. It just smells unbelievable. I love it so much. And I am a fan of Alkigala wood, and this is very much overdosed in here, and I just love it. It has that addictive quality about it that I can't explain. Quite musky in the dry down, but it keeps that fruity and citrusy like vibe about it. I adore this fragrance. Honestly, this will always be in my collection, and not for me, but for my partner. Then we are going back to the leathery vibe, and this is Cuir Infrarouge from Maison Crivelli. I believe this was like a Selfridges exclusive for like the longest time. And again, we're back in that dark vibe, and I think that this is one of the darkest ones in here. It smells very leathery, but again, you have that raspberry to like balance it out. But this is very warm, leathery, and resinous. This, when you put it on your skin, just emanates like some heat from your skin. I don't know, it just smells red to me, and in this bottle it just makes perfect sense. It smells incredible. To me, this is just the perfect, bold, dark, strong type of scent. It's much darker than Widian London, even though they have like slightly similar scent profiles. This is very dark. This is very woody. It just smells very warm, like on the skin, kind of like heat coming off of your skin. It's really incredible. Again, this has a little bit of cinnamon, adds a little bit of spice, but it also smells kind of powdery. I think that's coming from like the iris and the osmanthus in here. It's really incredible. And again, on the skin, this is magic. This is the scent that you wear if you want to make a lasting impression. This is definitely giving like date night vibes. I wouldn't wear this in the day because it's so strong, but for like a date night, this is incredible. 10 out of 10. And last but not least, we have Brompton Immortals, which I got from the Harrods calendar of last year. And this again is like a woody type of fragrance that is quite spice and warm. Again, I think we can see a theme here, so it's either like a freshie or like a dark spiced oud. There is, of course, saffron in here. He loves to add saffron to his oud fragrances. And pink pepper, like that's a combination that is so elite, and he does it so well. Beautifully blended fragrance with rose, oud, saffron. It just smells very luxurious. Again, he's bringing those like Middle Eastern luxury vibes in here, and it still smells modern and likable and wearable. Like, his oud is very wearable. It has this sweetness. It's really beautiful. It's kind of creamy. I think it has a little bit of like ylang ylang. Again, this smells kind of like carnal and warm on the skin. It smells very intoxicating. Like, this is just a type of scent that is very alluring and will draw someone in. It's not the loudest of fragrances, and I definitely hear people saying that the extra is better. I have yet to try that one, but this one is really beautiful. Such a nice like rose scent for winter. This is elite, and again, the blending here is incredible. I don't know how he does it, but whatever notes he picks and whatever ingredients he uses, they just smell really well together. Like, he just manages to blend it out so beautifully, and this is so smooth, so intoxicating, spicy, just beautiful. 10 out of 10 fragrance again. So I think that we can come to the conclusion that Jordi Fernandez does very bold scents, very powerful and like dense scents, but he can also make lighter scents like citruses, more woody fragrances, brighter ones. But even in these ones like Blue Talisman or like Midnight Glow, you can still feel that very powerful like dry woody base. And even these ones, they're very strong, and they project and last forever. So like sillage and projection is very much a reoccurring theme in Jordi Fernandez's work, and I love that about it. You can definitely say that he has like a signature style, even though he has some versatility. But I would say that the two main categories of scents that he does are like ouds, spicy ouds, some rose, dark rose, and the freshy ones like the citruses, woody type of scents that are more fresh and more invigorating. But yeah, I just love them all. I love them all. I think he's a genius. I think he does such beautifully blended fragrances, and I can't wait to see what he comes out with next. I hope you enjoyed this episode and finding out more about Jordi Fernandez, and I'll see you on the next one.